Most people hear the word budgeting and immediately think of restrictions, cutting expenses, saying no to everything, living a boring life just to save money. But that is not how the top 1% thinks about money at all. For them, budgeting is not about limitation. It is about control. It is about having a clear plan so money works for them, instead of disappearing without explanation. Let me ask you something. Do you know exactly where your money goes every month? Not roughly, not an estimate. Exactly, because that is where everything starts. People in the top 1% are very clear about their numbers. They know their income, their expenses, and their patterns. Most people avoid this because it feels uncomfortable, but ignoring it does not fix anything. Clarity might feel uncomfortable at first, but it gives you power. Now here is where things really start to change. The average person spends first and saves whatever is left. Sometimes nothing is left. The top 1% flips that completely. They decide in advance how much they will save and invest, and that money is moved first. What remains is what they spend. It sounds simple, but this one habit alone can change your entire financial future. Another thing they do differently is how they look at spending. They are honest about the difference between what they need and what they want. There is nothing wrong with wanting a better lifestyle, but problems start when every want feels like a need. That is when money starts slipping away without you realizing it. Instead of guessing, they usually follow a structure. A certain percentage goes to living expenses, a certain percentage goes to saving and investing, and a small portion is kept for enjoyment. This creates balance. You are not just saving everything and feeling frustrated, and you are not spending everything and feeling stressed. One powerful habit they rely on is automation. They do not depend on willpower every month. Money for saving or investing is moved automatically as soon as income comes in. This removes the daily decision-making and keeps everything consistent. Because the truth is, discipline is hard to maintain. Systems are easier. Here is another important difference. When most people start earning more, they also start spending more. Better income leads to a bigger lifestyle. But the top 1% does not rush like that. They increase their investments first and then slowly improve their lifestyle. That is why their wealth keeps growing, even when their life looks simple from the outside. They also keep an eye on their money regularly. Not in a stressful way, but in a mindful way. They check what is working, what is not, and where they can improve. Small changes made early prevent big problems later. And maybe the biggest shift is how they think about decisions. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" they ask, "Is this helping my future or hurting it?" That one question can stop a lot of unnecessary spending. At the end of the day, budgeting like the top 1% is not about being perfect. It is about being intentional. It is about having a simple system that guides your money, even on days when you do not feel motivated. Because when you control your money, you start controlling your direction. And when you control your direction, your life stops being random. Start small, stay consistent. That is how real financial growth happens.